Ladies and gentlemen, heels and heelettes, welcome back to another episode of Blunt Impact. I am your boy, Chris G, rejoined by my tag team partner, the three-time baby making champion Ness. We formed the Pot Heels. We are joined by our co-host, Shake the Ropes, Mary Jane. We had a change of heart. We weren't going to do a Blunt Impact special. Then it turned into a roundtable for No Surrender, which eventually just turned back into a special because there was only two men standing. So I want to thank my good brother before we get started. I want to thank my good brother Stat King for helping me out with the No Surrender review. That is up on the YouTube channel. We encourage you guys to check that out before this video. So before we get into Ness's thoughts for No Surrender, since he wasn't able to join us that day, and before we get into this pretty solid episode of Blunt Impact or Impact Wrestling after No Surrender, we're going to remind everybody at home, hit that like button, that thumbs up, comment in the comment section below. Let us know what or how you feel about Impact Wrestling. Let us know how you feel about No Surrender. Anything going on with the crazy world of wrestling right now, please share it with your grandmothers, your uncles, your aunts, your third cousin removed. Doesn't matter who it is. Share it, please. Show the love. We will show love back the true heel heat way. I have my Mary Jane ready. Ness, do you have your Mary Jane ready?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right. So we encourage everybody at home. We're going to count down from 3 all the way to 1. We want you to light up with us, whether you have a blunt, a joint, pipe, whatever you're smoking out of. As long as it's not crack or meth, let's get this show on the road. 3, 2, 1. All right. Oop, drop my lighter. So before we get into this episode of Impact Wrestling, which is February 16th, 2021, we will hear Ness's thoughts on No Surrender. You could just give us a general breakdown of whatever matches you liked, any number ratings, star ratings, whatever. Feel free to just go off on the card. Let us know how you felt. I liked it. I personally enjoyed it. Stat King enjoyed it. How did you feel?
I also enjoyed it. And then once again, let me a huge thank you to my other tag team partner on Review of Honor, the man of 1,004 number, Stat King, one of the former, host of Dark Impact, for filling in for me. I was out defending the Baby Making Championship and got holed up at Baby Making Mania 4. So shout out to the Stat King. But yeah, man, No Surrender, it was a great show. I enjoyed it overall. I want to give it like an 8 out of 10. My favorite match, or the match that I felt was the match of the night, was the Triple Threat Revolver. And I also felt as though that Trey Miguel was was my MVP. He had a great showing in the match. He didn't win, but he didn't particularly lose. He didn't get pinned in that match, so he didn't win, but he didn't take the L. So that was a plus for him. My LVP of the night was Diener. I predicted that he would win. He did not, and the fact that he had 2 other people out there to help him, he should have won, but he did not. So how do you have all this backup and you still lose? It is what it is. But overall, it was a great show. Phenomenal job by everybody on the card. And once again, a happy belated birthday to one Tommy Dreamer. He's still going, and that's actually something we're going to get into on this episode as well. So overall, I definitely enjoyed No Surrender. And like Chris G said, when it's up, you guys go check it out, man. Definitely. I can't wait. I can't wait to go check it out to see how you guys held it down. I know it was a fire ass review.
Yes, definitely a good time with Stat King. It broke down the card very nice. Plenty of stats, of course.
Of course.
But pretty good card. and a lot of fallout on this episode of Impact.
Yeah.
So we start off with just a recap of what happened on No Surrender, just a fallout basically. We get the usual D'Lo Brown and Matt Stryker on commentary. We start off with Josh Alexander versus TJP. As we know, on No Surrender, Josh Alexander did win that triple threat revolver match. That was pretty good. And now he gets his. I would have much rather, built this up a little bit, but hey, whatever. He gets the title shot on this week's episode of Impact. So we had a good back and forth match. Started slow, but built up. Very mat-based technical wrestling at first, and then it works into the submissions. Turns into the fast-paced X Division type style to a few high spots. But at the end of it, TJP hits the Mamba Splash. Just gets the better of Josh Alexander to defend and retain the X Division Championship. Afterwards, later on in the night, we see Ace Austin walk in and Scott D'Amore, who is with TJP, and he explains his gripe. He wants a title shot at the X Division Championship. He hasn't got an outright title shot yet, and it's not fair because he is the Super X Cup winner. So he does have a legitimate claim at a number one contender shot at least. So how did you feel about the match, and how do you feel about Ace Austin potentially getting a X Division championship match, probably next? He'll probably be next in line, in my opinion.
Man, I loved every second of this match. I love the fact that it opened the match because I feel as though, or opened the show because I feel as though this match really set the tone for the show itself. Again, it was the mat-based wrestling. There was striking. There was a lot of transitions, back and forth action. There was high flying. This match had pretty much everything. And again, I'll say this again. I love the fact that Josh Alexander is in the X Division. He brings something to the X Division that pretty much he's the only one doing of this nature. He is more so mat based. There are guys that can wrestle and technically sound, but he's more of a smash mouth, punch you in the face, hitting hard, like it's time to go type of X Division guy at the moment. Not so much high flying, but even in this match, he threw caution to the wind, so to speak, and hit like a low rope suicide dive or cross body out of the ring on the back of TJP. So I loved how both these guys were at some point, had a mesh of styles, but also, again, back to that technical base wrestling, they both matched up. And that was a good majority of the match as soon as it started. And I'm just like, yo, this is great. As you guys know, I do Review of Honor with Stat King once again, and we've been watching these pure style matches. And that's one of my favorite parts of Ring of Honor right now, that they brought back the pure title, the pure division. And this match definitely it was reminiscent of a pure styles and a pure ruled match. And I just went crazy for it. It was an amazing showing on both guys' part. I kind of would have liked more build up, maybe to, or another maybe Impact special, maybe a pay-per-view. I also, I'm not going to have a gripe over TJP retaining, because I'm going to get into that in a second. It would have been nice to see Josh Alexander get it, but there was times that I thought that he was going to win this match. He kept working on the ankle of TJP, just going after that ankle, putting the ankle lock on at any given chance. TJP, to his merit, he's slipping out of it and fighting back, and then working on the arms of Josh Alexander. And I'm just like, yo, this is, oh man, I can't praise this match enough. And that was pretty much maybe my match of the night. I would have to say that probably was my match of the night overall. Now on to Ace Austin, the fact that he has to keep jumping through hurdles. I love the string of him along for this ride, because at the end of the day, he's probably going to be the one to take the title off of TJP. He won the Super X Cup. He has a legit claim at a title shot. He's yet to get it. He's in all these multi-man matches that are going to lead up to getting a shot. He hasn't won one yet, But we're going to see, man. It's like he I don't think he needs to do all this, because clearly he is the Super X Cup winner. The whole point of that was you'll get a shot at the X Division title. You don't make somebody win the G1 and put them in a 6-man match to get a title shot at the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. That's just not how it works, or that's not how that's not how that works when you win a tournament that's mainly for a shot at the title. But it's Ace Austin. You got to make him jump through hoops, make him scurry a little hurdles, and he somehow, some way, he's going to get the job done. I believe. I think when he faces off with TJP, he will be walking out of that match as the new X Division champion.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be the man to take it off of TJP, and you can't go wrong with him. He is one of the best superstars on Impact for sure. Next up, we have a match with Willie Mack versus Suicide versus Daivari versus Trey Miguel. Nice little fatal four-way dance. Solid X Division style match. Fast paced, not that long. Everybody basically got their shit in. But it was a good way to build Trey Miguel back up after losing on Sunday. As soon as he's done getting the win, he heads to the back, and Sami Callihan is waiting for him. And he congratulates him. He's just playing mind games, just talking shit, just trying to get into his head, trying to make Trey Miguel basically question who he is. So, with that being said, what did you think about the match? And what the fuck is the deal with Sami? What do you think is going on with him? Where do you think this is ultimately going?
But once again, I enjoyed this match. A whole lot of fast-paced, high-octane, X-Division action. All these guys put on a great... Well, Daivari was just pretty much there, but the rest of them, put on a good match. I'm off topic. I'm really curious as to see who is playing Suicide right now. I have an idea, but I think it's very stupid. And if I say it, I think it's Ethan Page. Let's get into it. I think it's Ethan Page. I seriously do.
I am not co-signing that one.
I think it's Ethan. I don't know why I think it's Ethan Page. And yes, it is stupid. I know it is. But we haven't heard shit at what he's doing right now.
It's the body type though. It just doesn't look like.
But that's what I'm saying. He looks taller than the usual Suicide. Suicide was like,
yeah, but he's slim. He looks slimmer. Like Ethan Page got size on him. Like now he has a little size, like real size, like muscle. So I don't know.
What do you think it is?
I think Crazy Steve is pulling double duty. Or he wasn't even on the show tonight, so it could have been Crazy Steve because he's been Suicide before. So, and he has the natural tendency and charisma to play that character. I think.
You know what? You're right. Wasn't he? Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was a surprise on a recent an old episode of Blunt Impact. We had covered that Crazy Steve takes off the mask and he's Suicide. So I think that's why it's him.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense that Ethan Page. Don't listen to me, people. I am clearly high.
Ethan fucking Page. What are you smoking over there, sir?
Some good shit, apparently, since I thought it was Ethan fucking Page.
Next up, we have Brian Myers in the back, and he sees Hernandez. Hernandez like, yo, you been ducking me? It's like, nah, I ain't been ducking you. Dude, we had an agreement. I'm going to pay you your money. Gives him the rest of the money that he owed him because they did win at No Surrender. He's like, listen, we got a match tonight. Hernandez is like, same deal. Give you half now, half later. Cool, gives him half now. We see Falal Ba approach in the back, and he's looking at the money. Comes up. He's like, listen, I'm not a gambler. I'm an investor. Let me turn that 20. Let me turn that 20 into 40. Okay, GameStop trader. Okay.
Yeah, right.
And then he's like, listen, I'll give you 10. You turn that into 20, we talk. So Ba up to his games. We'll get into that later. But we have a match, and it's Matt Cardona, always ready, versus Hernandez with Brian Myers. Decent match. It was short and sweet. Oh, we got post-match heat with Cardona and Myers. They're best friends. They basically, everybody knows their history. Everybody knows they have a podcast together. They're best friends, man. They're bros. This is what happens. But they got heat. Zack Ryder's trying to figure it out. Zack Ryder. Whoa. Matt Cardona's trying to figure it out. Myers ain't trying to hear it. He's like, listen, you're always bad mood, Brian. Always in a fucking with a sour face. Hernandez jumps Cardona. Eddie Edwards comes out and makes the save. But Myers looks like he goes to check on Matt Cardona in the corner. And Myers hits him with a nice little elbow. Myers gets pissed because he got the eye patch, of course. Gets hit right in the eye. He leaves, but he looks confuzzled. So I'm not sure where they're going with this. The match was all right. Cardona with the win. Build a little momentum for him. Why not? But I kind of want to see a Myers face turn and him and Cardona be a tag team, because we don't have a lot of crazy tag teams in Impact right now. I don't think between the North and the Rascals leaving, they lost some depth, so I think they could use another tag team. And Myers and Cardona would be a good tag team, I think, on Impact. So, what did you think about the match, and what do you think the potential storyline is going to be?
Well, one, we need to get Falaba to rehab. Clearly this man has a gambling problem. So, yeah, let's help him out with that. But, yeah, man, when Cardona was talking to Myers after the match, the match was decent. It was what it was. Hernandez and Mike Cardona. It was all right. But the post-match with, the conversation between Myers and Cardona says, yeah, everybody knows we're best friends, but it's like when the cameras are on, I forgot what he said word for word, but he mentioned cameras on people watching. And that hit me for a reason, because I know a lot of niggas that act like completely different people when there's a spotlight on them. So I can understand where he might have been coming from with that. They're having Yo, it just hit me when you took the shades down. Yeah. A lot of niggas that act different when the spotlight's on them. But it maybe hit Myers that all right, even though all this bullshit is happening, he's like, yo, I'm an Impact first, now here you come. Gradually you would think, yo, my boy, I'm over here, your situation, you out of there, you're out of WWE, come fuck with me over here in Impact type shit. But, Myers is thinking about himself. Maybe he was a little upset. I don't know if they had, this is what what's his name? Stryker says, if I'm not wrong. Stryker says that Myers is saying that Cardona hasn't heard from him, or Cardona hasn't contacted Myers since he got dropped from WWE. So maybe, if that's legit, if that's true, because Myers could be lying his ass off, if that is true, I feel as though Myers has a legit gripe, because you're supposed to be my best friend. I just got fired from my dream job, and I don't hear from you. Quote unquote storyline, kayfabe. Clearly these niggas talk kayfabe. So I can understand that to a certain degree. But again, the actions of Myers after, the little scuffle, he does seem like he's conflicted right now. So maybe we might get Myers face turn. I know I'm tired of this fucking clothesline he does that keeps winning matches. Y'all need to stop that shit. He gets props for it on at No Surrender with that win, because he hit him with he threw him into the exposed turnbuckle. I'll give him that. I'll give him that one. But when he's just hitting you with that shit regular, no, he should not be winning matches with that bullshit. Yeah, we'll see where this goes.
Exposed turnbuckle or not. Fuck that. We have Havoc backstage. She's with Nevaeh. Nevaeh is upset because she lost the match. She feels like she keeps losing for them. And then out of nowhere, Tenille Dashwood and Caleb K appear. And Tenille's basically trying to steal Havoc as a tag partner. She's looking for a tag partner.
Right in front of her.
Yeah, right in front of Nevaeh's like, bitch, I'm still here. But, you know, Tenille's disrespectful. So it's all good. Nevaeh challenges her and she accepts. She's like, I could prove that I could be your new partner, right? We have a match. Tenille Dashwood, Caleb with a K, and Nevaeh, who they said from Defiance or of Defiance, Nevaeh. Yeah. So we've been calling them Monsters of Mayhem. It's not their fucking name. I think their name's Defiance. So it's all good. We only went 3 weeks calling them Monsters of Mayhem. But I like that better personally.
That's what, look, first of all, yeah, hold, time out. This is Blunt Impact. We call them whatever the fuck we want. We will refer to them as their, look, they don't call Deonna Purrazzo the Demon Slayer. That's our shit. They don't call Violent by Design the Cure. That's our shit. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do.
I do like here. Violent by Design, though.
No, that's decent. But, like, this is what we do here. We give people nicknames. That is
true.
That is Blunt Impact branded. True Hill, he stamped. We'll see if it pops up anywhere else.
The match itself was decent. Nothing crazy, nothing special. But Tenille Dashwood gets a win, which is big. Because she fucking needs a win if we're going to take her serious. Because there was a little comedy or, you know, her shenanigans in here, but it wasn't too much. And I can't honestly remember the last time Tenille Dashwood won a fucking
match. Exactly.
So this is good enough for me. What'd you think?
Yeah, the match was okay. I'm just surprised that she actually won. She definitely needed this fucking win. I understand where Nevaeh is coming from. You know, she's down herself and shit. Maybe we might get a Nevaeh heel turn, or with Tenille Dashwood just stirring up the pot between the two. Havoc don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like, that's her homie. She rocking with her regardless. But Nevaeh is, you know, just self-searching and shit. She got to do it on her own. Got to get it together. She might go right. She might go left. So we're going to see where it goes from there.
I think a Tenille Havoc tag team will work better than a Nevaeh Tenille tag team.
I mean, I believe that Tenille Dashwood, well, like a better style, like a better wrestler, pretty much. Yeah, I think she's.
I just feel like the dynamic, because like her and Havoc has more of a character and more size and more power. She has a totally different style than both Tenille and Nevaeh. So I think her and Tenille would be a better mix than just her and Nevaeh, because Nevaeh is just like, she's good, but she's just good. You know what I mean? Which isn't a knock on her. It's just my opinion.
No, do you think they would change? Oh, my fault. You think they would change like either one's gimmicks? You think they will make Tenille darker, or like have like Tenille? Or they just keep them the same way that they are now?
That's a good question.
Would they keep Caleb? Like,
I wouldn't have a group, right? That would be interesting. That'd be interesting.
There's a lot of that going on. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Next up, we got Reno Scum making their Impact return against the debuting FinJuice from New Japan Wrestling, former IGP heavyweight tag team champions, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Heavyweight tag team champions. Solid tag match. Both teams, you know, using basic tag team psychology, cutting off the ring against one another. But the high-powered offense from FinJuice, man, just a good showing. They look good. They get the win. It's a good match to introduce them to Impact fans. If you haven't seen them in New Japan, this was a good taste of what they can do. This was nothing compared to what they can actually do. Juice Robinson, of course, bullshitting with the Good Brothers, who make an appearance after the match. They want to bring FinJuice out for beers, because they're seeing them as young boys, like it's 2015, trying to treat them like young boys. You got to buy us the beers, you got to pay for the bill. We're fucking eating steaks on your tab. You got to carry our shit. Yeah, you know, plugging their whiskey. always trying to get over these fucking good brothers, right? But Juice on the mic says, listen, this ain't 2015 no more, man. We ain't young boys. We done some things now, you know what I mean? We got our name. So we can cut the other bullshit out and just have beer. Why not? The old New Japan way. Let's just go out for beer. I hope they're teasing something. I would like to see these guys square off. What'd you think about the match? Well, what'd you think about the introduction? This is more of an introduction to FinJuice into Impact Wrestling. What'd you think about that? And do you think they are gonna have a shot at the tag team championships eventually?
Yeah, they should. They most definitely will. As a whole, and I say this a lot about a lot of people, but I'm loving the fact that they're using FinJuice as one of the first individual or teams or individuals to cross that forbidden door. Everybody wants Okada, Ibushi, Naito, guys of that, grandeur, even Will Ospreay. But you gotta there's guys like Juice Robinson, David Finlay, tag team division, and I don't want to say mid card, but other guys that I feel as though that people forget about when cross promotion talk comes up, and I'm glad that these are one of these guys that they're using them right now. Tag team division is clearly they're going to be going from show to show, and the best thing about most of these shows is the tag division. The matches we're going to see, including this right here, is great. Love it was decent. They're going to get the win. It was just showed pretty much how they were going to look. And it felt big, in my opinion, for them. Coming in, getting all the fanfare. All right, post match, good brothers come out, start talking their shit. What can you do? Talk your shit back. It's not 2015 no more. I'm not CJ Parker. I'm Juice Robinson. I didn't just get dropped from WWE. No, I'm sorry. I didn't just leave WWE. I've been a tag team champion in New Japan. So you can't talk that shit to me no more. I'm a grown ass man. Pretty much. That's what he said. I'm a grown ass fucking man. Watch who you talking to. Those that don't speak street. That's exactly what he said. But I would love to see that match. They get a shot at the I love seeing it on Impact. They might do a New Japan Strong. Who knows?
Yeah, I'll take that match anywhere. Maybe they'll set it up for Rebellion, which is I think on April 24th. So they have some time to build to that. Next up, we have Rohit Raju. He's in the bar. He's with Shera. He's upset he didn't win. He's mad at Shera, bro. He didn't help him. I got you there to fucking help me, and you did not help me. It's your fault. Basically just kept blaming him. Shera just shoves the shit out of him. Sends him about a good 3 or 4 feet. But who does he bump into? The cowboy, James Storm, who is enjoying a beer with his new tag team partner, Chris Sabin. And he drops his beer. He wants, or he spills his beer at least. He wants an apology from Rohit Raju. He's not going to apologize. Who the fuck is he going to apologize? So he eats a beer. James Storm cracks the bottle over his head. Shera's about to get feisty. The bartender's chill. Chris Sabin's listen, we know the bouncer's here. It's us two against you. Your boy's on the floor. Let's just chill out. So cooler heads prevail. But while the beer guns are just trying to get another drink.
Yo, this nigga is such a creep, dog.
In comes in creepy Johnny fucking Swinger. He's like, hey, daddy. Hey, daddy. And he puts over Swinger's Palace. You can drink in my place, there's no problems. If you got a problem, I'll fucking toss him out for you because I'm the bouncer there too. He got a shirt that says Swinger's Palace. Good shit. Beer guns are like, fuck it, we out. So they go to. I recently discovered that Swingers Palace is the afties. It's the after hours underground gambling spot, which is cool. We've all been there once or twice. So we we get at Swingers Palace. Beer guns take a seat. They are joined by Alicia, who is a fucking another chronic gambler because we see her there sitting in the same corner every episode. So Eddie Edwards is definitely getting paid good money and just giving her some of the bread, and she's gambling it away at fucking Swingers Palace. Good shit. But in comes in Falaba with the $20 or the $10. I'm sorry, the $10. Says hit me. Playing blackjack. Chris Sabin almost really hits him, but he was just playing blackjack. Says hit me again. Says hit me again. We got a bust. Loses the $10. Swinger gets him bounced out once again. How do you keep letting this fucking gambling degenerate into your casino?
Because he keeps taking his money. He don't give a fuck. That nigga getting paid. As long as this stupid ass coming here with some money, I know it's going to transfer from his pocket into my bank account. Bob has a problem.
He needs Gamblers Anonymous, bro. He needs GA. He has a problem. He is ready to risk it for the biscuit. And Johnny Swing is a scumbag. He says, toss him out the door, daddy, but make sure he goes out sideways.
He's fat shades on the way out.
Yeah, shit, fat shades him on the way out. Such a dick. Beer Guns are beatboxing Felicia because they heard she's a rapper. Storm starts spitting some bars. Not as good as Max Caster, even though, Max Caster's starting to grow on me a little bit, but not as good as Max Caster. But some good shit. Just
it was good enough for James Storm.
Oh, he fucking loved the place. And Chris Sabin obliged. They cheers. Just good shit. I don't remember who it was. I believe it was Johnny Swinger. He says, Falaba was like, oh, this hurts. Somebody says it hurts. He goes, you don't know hurt until you caught crabs.
Crabs from
Bob Seger's ex-girlfriend.
Now,
Now, if you don't know who Bob Seger is, he's an old rock star. And old rock stars tend to have a lot of bodies on their body count. So one of his exes having crabs, not a good sight. One of the funniest segments I've seen on Impact in a while. Like, I can't even. I had to emphasize this segment because this shit had me rolling from start to finish. From the bottle breaking over this dude's head all the way to the beer guns just cheering like, yo, this place rocks. So I was here for every single moment of it. The right amount of comedy at the right time on the show. Really appreciated it. So how'd you feel about this?
Yeah, man, I couldn't say any better myself. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed this. From the start, Raju, he's pissed. He's pretty much out of X Division contention at the moment. Or I'm sorry, X Division title potential at the moment. Takes it out on Shira. Shira wasn't trying to hear that shit. I would have let these niggas kick his ass and then like walked away. Like, you over here disrespecting me. And now you're drunk. Clearly he seemed like he was drunk. He's at the bar. He's fucked up. He's emotional. Getting drunk and shit. Emotional and drunk. So, it happens. But nigga talking crazy, got cracked with a bottle. Hey. Shouldn't have been talking crazy, nigga. Got cracked with a bottle. So, but no, that shit was hilarious. Fucking creepy ass Johnny Swinger comes out of left field. Hey, daddy. Yo, this nigga Johnny Swinger, like, the creepier he is, like old grandpa that's like in your DM with the picture starts up here, or like it's like right here, the selfie right here, him taking himself a fucking selfie and shit. Like, thank you for the ad. Yeah, like, and he got like 7 of those just like that of his profile pictures. This is that type of shit. But see, Swingers Palace seems to be working. He got the Swingerellas and shit. They all look like niggas. So He got cheap booze, cheap women. Swinger got it going for him right now, pretty much. Followed by his dumb ass keeps coming in there giving him money like it's at every chance he gets. So business is booming. Johnny Bravo don't do shit, but that's all he does. I don't even think he leaves the table. But yeah, man, this shit was hilarious. And then James Storm beatboxing and rapping, Chris Sabin beatboxing. That was pure entertainment.
Yeah, for sure. It was very enjoyable. So next time we're just gonna go on to some minor segments. Well, two decent segments just to show us that the people are there, just spotlighting a few storylines, and then one of the regular segments that happen every week. That's always great. So at first we have a Violent by Design vignette, and it's Cody Deaner talking about cousin Jake, or Jake something now. He needs to make Jake suffer for losing at No Surrender. He wants to do it by himself, so he's gonna do it in a tables match. And if he loses, he's gonna suffer the consequences. He's okay with that because they are violent by design. This is what they do. They need to lead by example, and that example is violence. We have any thoughts about that?
Nah. Oh, yeah, Diener gotta win. He has to win. He needs this
Yeah,
win.
I think he's good. I think he's gonna win, especially because Jake won on and No
No
Surrender.
surrender, yeah.
So I don't mind Dino winning. He could use it. So next up we have Susan, not Karen, Susan backstage, and she's with Deonna Purrazzo and Kimberly, and they're trying to convince her not to go pick a fight with Jazz because she's like, I can't believe Jazz did. You know what? I'm gonna go fight her right now. They're like, no. Like, let's think about championships. Like, let's think about gold. I'm already the champ. Let's try to get some gold around you. Let's go find Scott. So they find Scott D'Amore. They advocate. Well, Deonna Purrazzo advocates for Kim and Susan to get tag team title shots, because she's the champion. She's the Impact Superstar of the Year, whatever. She's trying to throw her clout around. She's trying to swing her dick around pretty much. Scott's
she
like,
could do that though.
She could. But Scott swings his dick around, and then he's like, how about I just set up a number one contender match, because Jazz got the win the other day. So it will be Jordan Grace and Jazz versus Kimberly and Susan. And the winners will get a title shot against Fire and Flair. And next up, we have the paid ad from Tony Schiavone and the Forbidden Door himself, Tony Khan. What did Tony Khan get for Valentine's Day? Absolutely fucking nothing. Why would he get anything for Valentine's Day? He doesn't need anything. Nobody wants to give him anything. He wants to be the one to give because that's the type of fucking person that he is. He just wants to give. So he's giving Impact money with this paid ad, which is a tax write-off. It's a charitable donation.
I was waiting for
this fucking guy is he's a genius. He has the right tax guy. Great shit. He puts over the Dynamite card, of course, with Schiavone. Yeah. What's his favorite movie? Godfather. What's Schiavone's favorite movie? The Godfather. Who's both their favorite character? Michael Corleone. You know who reminds Tony Khan of Michael Corleone? Eddie Kingston. And he reminds him that, Kingston has that fucking crazy tag team match against Jon Moxley later on Dynamite on Wednesday. And he has a special present for Kenny Omega on Dynamite as well. So good job just plugging the Dynamite card, of course, with his subtle bullshit. The tax write-off, just good shit. It's just every week they find a good way to make it different. So always looking forward to that. I know you love the paid ads.
Oh, of course. Every week. I like the fire out of Tony this week. He was an asshole, but it was more like talking big shit asshole, not trying to be funny about it. Like, he's like, all right, fucking Impact. I'm getting sick of you niggas. Like, you must not know who the fuck I am. I'm Tony fucking Khan. Like, he came stepping like that, like a big dog type shit.
And last up, we have the main event. Early in the night, we have Dreamer interviewed. He's coming out of Scott D'Amore's office, and he's going to beat some sense into Moose. Rich Swan's not there. He's selling the knee injury from No Surrender because Moose went ham on it. And he's going to beat Sense into Moose in an old school rules match, which is a hardcore match. So we also have a flashback moment of Impact, which was the No Surrender after the main event when Moose beats down Tommy Dreamer and Rich Swann. I guess a good way to highlight that. We could have highlighted that without using that as a flashback moment, I think.
That was
3 days
I said
ago.
The same shit.
Whoever thought about that in the production truck, whatever you're smoking, send it my way. I'll give you my address. I'll DM you. Then we have the match.
Deja vu. That wasn't a fucking flashback. That was deja vu.
Yeah, deja vu. Deja vu moment of the week. So we have Moose versus Tommy Dreamer in an old school rules match. Basically a regular hardcore match. They walk around the ring. They beat each other up. Different weapons, chairs, Singapore canes. Only in Tommy Dreamer's case, I would call that a Singapore cane. If not, it's a kendo stick. Street signs. Tommy Dreamer with a nice, beautiful spear on Moose through the table. Big power Moose from Moose, though. You just can't beat the man. Good way to write off Tommy off the heels that reports that Tommy Dreamer is looking to take some time off of TV and focus on the backstage stuff. So, I'm still riding off the high from Tommy Dreamer, I guess, from No Surrender because I really enjoyed his performance. So, if this is a way to write him off, making Moose look stronger than he already is, even though we already seen this match, I'm all for it. So you can't go wrong with the ending in my eyes. So how do you feel about this?
Well, I've been loving this storyline since, it pretty much began. Gotta give Tommy his props, man. Like, when Tommy was coming up, I think his favorite wrestler is Terry Funk. And I've been watching Tommy for a very long time. And I feel as though he is our generation's Terry Funk. And how Terry Funk was going hard with him in ECW, trying to making him into a star. These guys are already stars, but it's like the respect thing, you're wrestling Tommy Dreamer. Like, he's a fucking legend. Like, I refer to him as probably the heart of pro wrestling. So Tommy Dreamer's gonna fucking wrestle. And he goes out there and puts on the best performance, and you can definitely appreciate that he's working with these guys. Like, he's putting them over. He's not, fucking politicking, none of that bullshit that you see legends do, like trying to make themselves look better. No, he's giving back to the business, and I greatly appreciate his work in this storyline. Moose looks like a fucking animal. Who's going to show up next week? Maybe Rich comes back. I don't know. Like, who's going to get hurt next? You don't want to see this nigga Moose angry, man. He's been looking angry. Rich is fucked up right now. Tommy Dreamer's done.
Willie Mack back in the X division because he don't want no parts.
He don't want no parts. Shit, he might pop up. He might, I don't know. Who knows? Moose might go to looking for an X division nigga next week. Like, he's just mad.
Well, it was a good episode. Good fallout from No Surrender. We're starting to build towards Rebellion, which is the next big show on April 24th. So we got roughly 8 weeks, maybe more. And hopefully we have some fans in the place to watch this, man, because we're watching history unfold between Impact, AEW, and New Japan. So just good shit, man. A very good episode of Impact. And I want to thank you guys for enjoying this ride with us. Ness, where can we find you at?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at skinny_Kravitz. You can follow me on Instagram at skinny_Kravitz. And you can catch me on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. Catch me on Review of Honor with my man Stat King, the man of 1,004 numbers. Catch me right here on Blunt Impact And Joints and Jabronis, my man Chris G. We form the Pot Heels. Shake the Ropes. You catch me on all the round tables. I am the Round Table Rebel. And you can listen to my illustrious voice on True Toxicity. Yeah.
You can find me at True Heel Chris G. You can find me right here on Blunt Impact and Joints and Jabronis. I promise you we will bring you an episode soon. I have botches. I have all the botches ready. It's going to be a good episode, but it's just we're busy, man. We're busy. We're putting out a lot of content right now. So once we find the time, I promise we will put out that episode. Could also find me on the Wednesday Night Warriors with my man Romeo Anthony Colon, where we break down NXT and AEW Dynamite. And you could also find me on some roundtables with Ness, but none recently.
Yeah.
And you could also find me on True Toxicity, where you can hear Ness's illustrious voice. So for the three-time baby making champion Ness, I am your boy Chris G. For our co-host Mary Jane, please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We will see you guys next week. Peace out.